Good morning, Red Hawk Nation. Today is Friday, October 19th, and I'm Yael with today's daily update brought to you by Wingspan TV. Many schools across the country are striving to be more environmentally friendly on campus. WTV's Thomas Garfalo takes a look at how one teacher is trying to make a difference.
Jamie Brent, the environmental science teacher, is doing her part in helping the environment by putting a compost bin in her classroom and turning it to useful necessities for plants.
In AP Environmental Science, we have a compost bin to help teach students about composting and that organic waste doesn't always have to go to the landfill. Like fresh fruits and vegetables that we have in our lunches or even as a snack that they carry in, any of those scraps can be put into the compost. And it's just an example of nutrient cycling and how those nutrients can actually go back into the earth.
According to the National Waste and Recycling Association, 72% of Americans do not compost their food waste.
We can do this easily by ourselves at home. It just takes some very simple startup with just some scraps of food and maybe some grass clippings and some paper, and then just a little bit of soil and throw in some worms and you've got your own compost started.
For students, the compost bin provides an up-close learning opportunity.
It's like a mini ecosystem that we could look at, and it's very hands-on, so it's a kind of a cool way to learn about the ecosystem.
After the waste sits for about 3 months, it turns into useful compost that can be added to soil or gardens. Reporting for WTV, I'm Thomas Garfalo.
On this week's edition of Real Talk, WTV's Remy Williams hits the halls to ask students about early voting.
This is WTV's Remy Williams with this week's edition of Real Talk, and today we're going to hit the halls and find out what people think about the early voting. Do you think it's important to early vote?
It all depends on your preference. I'm the last minute person to go vote, but I'm always out there voting for any election that's going on in my community.
Do you think 18 is a good age for students to vote?
I think 18 is fine because 18 is when you can be in the military, and if you can go fight for our country, I think you should be able to vote.
Early voting important?
Yes, it's very important because if you go in on actual election day, it's going to be very busy, long lines, crowds. Depending if you have a job or not, it might be hard to actually get out in time. So it's just really easy and simple. And if you early vote, you can vote anywhere. It doesn't have to be a certain specific place. So
what do you think the most important issue people are voting on is?
I don't think there is a single most important issue. Everybody's got their own personal things they want to do and what they like. Some people it is big picture political ideas, whether it's abortion or national defense, or some people just don't like Trump. Some people do. And then some people are really concerned about the TRE, so everybody's different.
Do you think students at the school should vote?
I think if you're 18, yes. I think it's great to exercise your right to vote and to just research what is important to you and not just worried about presidential election, but the small elections and local elections we've seen are super important as well.
This has been WTV's Remy Williams with this week's edition of Real Talk.
Volleyball takes on Heritage and football plays Little Elm tonight. WTV Sports has the preview.
Football will play in their 4th district game of the season against Little Elm tonight at Little Elm. Despite the team's struggles, they look to get their first win of the season tonight against the Lobos. Little Elm compares best to Centennial, both averaging just over 20 points per game, who both rely heavily on the run game as well. The Lobos are coming off a win against Wakeland. The game will begin at 7. The volleyball team will be playing Heritage at the Nest tonight at 5:30 p.m. Coming off 14 straight wins, the Lady Redhawks are hoping to keep their streak alive. Heritage took a victory last week against Lone Star, going into tonight's game with some momentum. Junior Jenna Lennis believes that hard work is the key to winning tonight's game.
I think we just have to play our game. We did really well against Independence in the first 2 sets, and then in the last set we kind of started to let them get points, so we just have to keep working hard. I think we work really hard in practice, and we all enjoy to play together, so it makes it really fun.
For WTV Sports, I'm Davis O'Brien.
The tennis team travels to Highland Park to compete in the second round of their playoff run. With Highland Park defending back-to-back state titles, the Redhawks have their hands full as they look to knock off the top-ranked Scots. The action begins at 12 o'clock at Highland Park. For Wingspan TV, I'm Carter Brock.
If you are looking for more from Wingspan, you can follow us at Liberty Wingspan on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or visit our award-winning website, libertywingspan.com. WTV's Wade Glover has today's announcements.
Football takes on Little Elm tonight at Little Elm at 7 o'clock. Today is State Fair Friday in the cafeteria. Students can purchase open-faced Dutch waffle bacon cheeseburgers or chicken and Dutch waffles. The deadline for Host Dues is Sunday. Please pay via My Payments Plus. You can sign up to participate in the annual Gary Burns Fun Run on Saturday the 27th. Registration through the 25th is $30 for adults and $15 for students and children. The next club forum is on Thursday during advisory.
That's it for today's Daily Update. This has been Yael Evan for Wingspan TV.